So these are going on your YouTube, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're live now, so.
Hi.
Right. On the day that I basically advertised on the page,
Yeah.
when you came up, I wanted to work with you on a couple of different levels, as you know, but we can't do that tonight because I haven't got all the equipment. So I would like to do a recall back anyway, but when we were talking on Facebook, you were saying about classes and stuff. Well, that's something I'm going to be starting again soon anyway.
Okay.
When I was talking to your mum, though, you kept coming through, and it was like, psychic child, psychic child, psychic child. Now, I kept getting one of three, so you're either the youngest of the girls, or you're the youngest of the children. But
I'm the only girl.
She's the only girl.
Right, okay, so that's... You're the oldest, but you're the only girl, right, okay. Well, how I put it was, child that's gifted. Is this my fifth person? Which you haven't ended up being a fifth person, because everything's gone a bit sort of hickledy-pickledy with one thing or another.
Yeah.
Another thing I picked up with you as well, have you got a trigger object, a photograph with you? Have you got one with you? A photograph. I've got photographs, so either you would have bought something with you that would be a trigger object, so it would be something like a photograph, piece of jewellery, something that would have belonged to someone.
I've got something that belongs to someone.
I pick up ring because I want to do this.
Right, now
so...
see, I nearly put a ring on.
Right.
But I put it back, I don't know why.
Right, okay.
So I nearly did put a ring on.
Well, I've actually written it on there.
Well, I have got something.
Trigger object.
Yeah.
And also photo, so you must have picked up a photo and thought about picking a photo up as well, or if not, you've been looking at a photo over the last couple of days thinking about that person coming through.
I have.
I want to say female because straight away, I want to say wedding photo as well that you've been looking at, so I don't know whether or not, I want to say there's a seam of photos, but there's one that stands out that's quite significant, but I only see the one side, and I see like white, so I don't know whether this person would have had blonde hair, white hair, but I see like sort of, I want to say veil, but it's down one side. It's a bit unusual.
Okay, shall I tell you?
If you want to, yeah.
I've got a picture at home of me and Jason on our wedding day.
Right.
And my nan is in the middle of us.
Right, okay. Don't say too much more than that.
Okay.
Because I have had a woman figure coming through to me today.
Okay.
Now, I did pick up with this woman something to do with the gastro, something to do with stomach, and I also like wanted to say like cancer, but something of this part. But I also get two ladies that come through at the same time. So I've got one that would have had something with the stomach, but also someone that had something very similar. So I pick up that it wouldn't have probably been diagnosed.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
I think so.
I literally, before you turned up, I started feeling really sick. I was just like, oh God, I don't feel well at all. Like, and I kept like burping. So I know that one of these ladies would have had a gastro problem. She would have suffered with like burping all the time. Okay. Now I got the girl child.
Yeah.
When I said to you about Sarah,
yeah,
I'd actually written down Sarah, Sarah, question mark, H, question mark.
Okay.
But at the time, I was writing for everyone. So because I was writing for everyone, I felt that that was relevant for someone else.
Okay.
The young lad I gave the reading to actually had someone, Sarah, who was relevant. So
okay.
I wondered if it was you, because I asked you, didn't I? What, you know, is your daughter named Sarah? Like, do you know what I mean? But I've also put girl child next to that, so I knew that, like, you know, it was going to be yourself. Gosh. I've just gone really sick and feeling really hot again.
Oh, yeah.
Would you have had someone as well that, I feel with this, that would have been sort of like quite dizzy and sick with, like, come near in the end?
Yeah.
I also picked up as well earlier, and I'm just going to go straight with it because I'm going to step straight into it, but a lad that passed away on a motorbike, that there's some connection that you know of to someone with a motorbike. And I want to say passed quite recently. Right. I did get a name, but I'm not going to say the name because of the fact that it's a bit sort of too close to home. But I feel that it's a local lad. So if I say Catherine, I don't know whether or not it's connected there, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I wouldn't know, obviously, if...
Wouldn't have known him.
Right, okay. Are you having contact with them at the minute because of...
I'm always in contact with Kath.
Right, okay. Obviously, I'm not going to say more than that, but I've picked up on that. So I do know that he's been trying to get a message through me,
Right. Okay.
but I don't want to approach the situation
No.
because I feel it's a bit early at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
You know where we're going with this, so I
Yeah.
don't need to explain it for
No.
video. But I know it's important. God, I've just got the chills right up my back. So I know that she's getting this. She's getting
Yeah.
this as a symbol of him being close to her. Can you just let her know that he'd come through to me?
Yeah, I will.
He's been coming through to me since day after,
Has he?
and I've actually got a video of an angel stood at my door in the sitting room that I feel was him at the time. Now, I picked up this earlier. I actually thought it was you because the fact of the age, I thought
Yeah.
maybe you would have been on the level, but obviously because you're talking
Yeah.
to her,
Yeah.
then obviously it makes sense that it's meant to go to
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
I don't feel I need to say anything more than
No,
that to you because
no.
I feel that I will get a visit from
Okay.
her.
Okay.
But I have been saying to him, if you wanted to have a visit, then you need to get someone to come here
Yeah.
for me to relay this message back to them
Okay.
because I don't want to do it.
No.
And the reason I don't want to do it is because of the fact that it's a bit too close to home
Yeah.
because obviously I had a relationship
Yeah.
with the brother,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave that with you because
Yeah,
I know
okay,
that.
Oh, I've just had all shivers.
Yeah, yeah. But this is what I keep getting. I'm hoping, as I said, that because we've got the video on low light, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that anything that does come forward,
Yeah.
that hopefully it will be seen like. I don't know if you watch the Ghost Adventures and that, when
Oh,
you see like
yeah,
the
I
orbs
love
that
it.
go into it.
I
Like,
love
Into
it.
the-
yeah, well, I'm an experimental person, so I
Yeah.
want to actually like see it myself as
Yeah.
well. Like I feel it, but I would like some evidence. Like, do you know what I mean? So I saw that. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I've just been taken straight back to the lady with the stomach complaint. Would this be your nan?
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it Irene? Something to do with
Yeah.
Irene as
Irene's
well?
mum.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But she's still alive, isn't she?
No.
Oh.
No.
Because obviously I know you
Yeah.
from...
Way
Like, we've
back.
grown up together,
Yeah.
but we haven't had a lot of contact for a
No.
lot of years. I will just explain. Me and Sarah basically met up, again last year?
Yeah.
Was it last year? It was a year before, was it?
2 years ago.
So we haven't
Yeah.
seen each other for 2 years.
No, we haven't.
I know that there's problems with your back because
Yeah.
obviously I see the odd occasional message, but I do not go on Facebook. If I can
No.
help it, I try to stay away from it. And the reason being is I want to go in blind. I don't want to
Yeah.
come in knowing all this and
Yeah.
this and this. Like, but up to 2 years ago when me and you met, again, we haven't
It's a
seen each
long
other for a
time.
good 15,
Yeah.
20 years easily.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, it was.
And it was weird that when we actually, I'm getting them shivers all again, when we actually started seeing each other at the meeting 2 years ago, I actually found that I was drawn to you to teach you,
Yeah.
and everything went tits
It
up
did.
with
Yeah.
the actual reading, as
Yeah.
if that wasn't right for you.
Right.
And I knew this was going to come
Okay.
one day, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you still bedbound a bit at the minute? Because all day today I've wanted to sleep, I'm very tired, I've not felt myself comfortable, so every time I've laid down I've moved, I'm there for
Yeah.
5 minutes and then I'm moving again,
Yeah,
and then I'm there
that's
for
me.
5 minutes, and I'm getting really, I got annoyed with myself today
Yeah,
with it, so
yeah.
I know for you at the minute you're very much peed off with the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I do get to tell you there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Good.
Is there something else you're having done? And I want to say this side. If not, there's something that... It's weird, I get tingling, like, do you know what I mean? Like needles.
right side.
So I don't know, are you having pain relief at the minute or something?
I'm about to have spinal injections.
Right, okay, because
I'll say
I get the
about in
feeling of
March.
epidural when I
That's
have my
it.
epidural.
That's exactly
Is that
it.
what you're having?
That's exactly what I'm
Right,
having.
okay, I'm getting the chills
Yeah.
right up my back again, my shackles are standing up right at the end
Yeah.
here. Oh.
Yeah.
But
First one's in March.
I do
Yeah.
get from this, you will feel a sense of relief.
Oh.
So
really?
this
Thank
is
God.
something that's going to benefit you. Have you been told that you're not to drive though during having this?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting told that this is something that you're quite peed off about.
Yeah.
The fact that it's going to limit you from a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
But what I get is short term,
Yeah.
it's going to be great for you.
Okay.
Long term, it'll help you whilst you're still healing. And what I get shown with you, if you've still got numbness as well, because I get
Yeah.
numbness around the back here.
Yeah.
What I get shown with you is, like, for me, I had a kidney op. It's taken me a good 4 or 5 years for that numbness and the pain to settle to a degree of where I can cope with it.
Yeah.
I get this quicker with you through the treatment. So I
Okay.
know that this treatment is beneficial to you. So
Good. That's good to know.
It's mad how I got the tingling down the back because I haven't had an epidural in like, what, 20 years?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's quite weird to have that sensation of like, oh, like, you know.
Yeah.
He's, oh, what's his name? My mind's just gone blank because Catherine's voice just taken me straight back to him. What is his name again?
Matthew.
Matthew, that's it. Did he go real quick?
Yeah, he went
Instant.
at the scene.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. I don't want to talk about it with you at the minute, mate. Please don't do this to me. It's not professional. Trouble is, I don't want to discuss it with you.
Yeah, no.
Because it's not fair on
Catherine.
and that, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I know he's eager, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you got a picture of him?
No.
There's a little passport photo, and I keep getting shown that. Has either of you bought a passport photo with you?
No.
Of anyone?
No.
Then if not, I would say that this is maybe something that maybe Catherine may be carrying. I get it in a purse, so I want to take it out or something, so she must have something with her that she's got.
Okay.
I want to say photo, so I
Yeah.
know that she's carrying this photo.
Yeah.
I get reference to Makola. Now, Makola, I had a little tiny passport photo of her, but I actually
Right.
gave it to a psychic medium,
Okay.
and I never got it back.
Okay.
So I don't know whether or not this is a plan for her anyway, was to go and try and get a reading from someone.
Right,
Like, do you know what I
okay.
mean? That would make perfect sense to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
With the photo of the fact that I gave it to a psychic Sally, I gave mine to. I never got it back, but.
Okay.
And was it the nap?
It
Because
was
he's just
Matthew.
yeah,
Yeah, broke his
instant,
neck.
right. I really don't want to do this, mate.
That's weird though, it's because I've been in touch, like talking to Kath the past couple of days and trying to arrange to meet up next week.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, with me?
No, with
With
me
you,
and
with
Kath.
her?
Yeah.
Then that's why then
So-
I'm being bought.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to stop him.
Yeah.
And as much as I know he really wants to come through,
Yeah.
I want to stop him because I think it fair that it be to her,
It needs to be
to
Kath.
them first.
Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
yeah. Although he's he's like, oh, well, I want my turn now, like sort of thing. But that's because I know with him we had that little bit of sort of like we only just got to know each other
Yeah.
before me and Stu split.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But going back to this woman again with the stomach.
Yeah.
Now this woman that's coming in. Now I've just got to stop to another woman. I've got two women that stand by you.
Okay.
And I want to say both grandmothers, so I want to say that father's side's passed as well.
No.
Then if not, it must be grandmother and mother on the same side, I would say. So both grandmother and mother. See, I don't know your families for so long. Like,
No.
I mean, I know Irene,
Yeah.
I know Jason,
Yeah.
I mean from there, I know
Yeah.
Paul from there, but
Yeah.
other than seeing them walk up and down the street,
Yeah.
I don't have no contact with any of them.
No.
But what I see is I see a lot of contact with you. So I see a
Okay.
lot of these two ladies that are coming in,
Mm.
and I very much get that they're both over your shoulder, both sides, and they're very much around you, protecting you. You're a very balanced girl, though. They say to me, like, don't need to teach them much, like, you know what I mean? We're just guiding her in the right direction.
Yeah.
I do pick up with you very much the psychic stuff, and I picked it up the day that I was talking to you, and amongst others. It made me laugh because I wrote down on here 6 people will apply.
Yeah.
Now there was actually 8 people that applied,
Okay.
but one girl had already had a reading off me, and the other lady was the lady that I was saying was from Liverpool that I haven't managed to
yeah.
get to.
Yeah.
So technically, if you take them 2 away,
Yeah.
it was
There's
exactly 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I got literally to you, expectance guiding was one thing that kept coming up with me. And it wasn't until I spoke to yourself later on and I said, can you fetch your daughter with you?
Yeah.
Because I pick up that you've got some psychic gifts. And then you said to me via Facebook, well,
Yeah.
actually, a lot of people have said that and
Yeah.
that you could do with some classes.
Yeah.
What I pick up on is that your senses are quite high anyway. Your abilities are quite high.
Mm.
you need to stay away from black magic. So I do get shown that you've played with some things that you need to not play with.
Yeah.
What I get told with you is you, if you're unsure about something, read up about it first.
Yeah.
So don't just go straight away and play with
Yeah.
something. When I'm saying it, I want to say Ouija board. So
Yeah.
I know that you've had a dabble.
Yeah,
With
I
something.
didn't like it, so I
yeah.
stopped.
Well, this is why you need to make sure that anything that you do, you go in protected first. You need to look at protection. So that's surrounding yourself with white light. One thing, before you actually got here, your boundary was so wide that actually physically made me feel sick. So I had to draw my energy in and be like, right, okay, right, block my energy. I want it to hear. Please do not let anyone else's energy in, because I was getting literally physically sick with it. I was getting dizzy and stuff like that. So I would say this is something that you probably suffer with, is feeling sick and getting dizzy.
Yeah.
And the reason that you're getting this is because you're so open that you're allowing everything into your aura that's causing you to get confused and dizzy. I would also say you suffer with anxiety as well.
Yeah.
Before you actually got here, I had to take a tablet for anxiety. So I don't know whether or not you take tablets for anxiety. Don't go down that route.
No. Not to.
You need to learn some meditation. So meditation would be good for you.
Okay.
But one thing you need to do is you need to start protecting yourself on a smaller area. I'll teach you about that whilst we're talking, like,
Okay.
do you know what I mean? But I'm going to go somewhere quickly first.
Yeah.
Do you notice, like, on days with thunder and lightning, you get headaches?
Yeah.
Do you also pick up on other people's feelings? Because
Yeah.
I get with you very, very empath.
Yeah.
You're more likely to pick up on suicidal thoughts as well, because the fact that you are prone to picking up. For me, I pick up on a 45-mile radius. So I have to draw my energy in. If I don't draw my energy in, I can make myself so ill. I would say shopping with you, massive anxiety. Like, if you go out shopping, you're like panic.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, I'd probably find that you're in a real bad mood, because you're just like, I can't do this, I just fucking had enough. What you're actually doing is you're picking up on other people's energy. So you need to ground yourself before you go out. Now, grounding, basically, I mean, Sarah learnt this with Michelle, I think, didn't you? What you do is you put your feet flat on the floor, and you envision that you're rooting yourself to the centre of the earth. And what that will do is it will stop you from spinning with the earth, because you are part of the earth.
Yeah.
You are an earth child and an earth healer, which means that your duty is to actually be a messenger of the earth. Because of it, you spin with the earth and you spin with the people. If you get yourself grounded, that's the first thing to do, is to keep yourself centred. Also, to make sure that your chakras are all in line, so to make sure that you keep yourself balanced. Everything is yin and yang. Now, if you're a little bit yin, your yang's going to be out. If you're a little bit yang, your ying's going to be, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where you're feeling sick, dizzy, getting the funny spells and that lot. I'm also getting shown with this, you've been to the doctors, they can't find nothing. Now, you're going to get that a lot. I get it quite a lot, because you're a hypersensitive. You're going to feel aches and pains. You're going to go to the doctors, they're going to say, nah, can't find nothing.
Yeah.
You're going to feel sick, go to the doctors, nah, can't find nothing. You're going to have headaches, blackouts, you're going to have every symptom you can imagine, and the doctors are never ever going to find anything. Is this something you went through with as well, Sarah? Because the reason I ask is, you know, your back, it's a common sign with people that work on a psychic level, that the body actually does deteriorate quite quicker compared to people that aren't on a psychic level.
Yeah.
What it is, I don't know. I don't know whether it's because it's draining of the energy out of the body that the body deteriorates with it. I'm not quite 100% sure. I've only been working with spirit, literally, like, this is my 7th year that I've opened up to it and said, right, okay, now I'm accepting it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I had to do, was the biggest thing was accept it, because the fact that, I mean, for me, it was very much in the day of gayism as well, and if you were different, you got beaten up for it, like, do you know what I mean? So for me, it was a big challenge. For you, you're quite young. What are you, 18, 19? 19. You're only just turned 19 then, because I'm getting shown 18, 19. I want to say December, so it's quite recent.
20 in a few months.
20 in April. So.
Right, okay. Well, whoever said 18, 19 to them, you've only just turned 18, 19. So. But that, if you've got a grandmother and stuff like that, you're always a baby in their lives. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite easy for them to come through and give it me on a younger level. If not, you may have celebrated something in December. Did you?
Yeah, it was my. Well,
What
it
was
was
it?
Ashley's birthday.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Who's Ashley? Brother?
Friend.
He's a
Friend.
friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. It's weird how sometimes they give me messages. So sometimes they'll give me something that's to you but relevant to them. So to that, to me, would be higher powers celebrating that birthday as well as your becoming of age of your birthday. So take that as a double-edged meaning. Like, and his grandfather passed because I feel that a male energy coming in saying, tell him I came through. So I know it's important for that to be said. So that's why that came through like it did. Right, we're going back to grounding and right. Another thing that you do as well is if you're feeling ill, feeling sick, feeling anxious, is to surround yourself within white light. So you envision yourself within a protection of white light. Days of thunder and lightning and stuff like that, things that I've been watching recently is just to come to terms with it. Apparently, if you can come to terms with it, it will go away. I'll let you know about that because we don't get many thunder and lightning storms around here. So I've tried it this year. To be fair, I've just found myself doping it with like paracetamol, going to bed and just sleeping it off like so. I've just been taken straight back to meditation. I know meditation for you will be important, so I know that that's something that you need to look at. Have you two already been looking at something to do with meditation? And I also want to say yoga as well.
We did, didn't we? Not for a while, but we did.
We have looked at meditation.
Right.
Because you know when we went to Michelle's?
Michelle's, yeah.
I found it quite difficult to do.
Yes.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
The trouble is that Michelle was doing, she was talking like about it, but not actually guiding you through it. And for me, I need a guide. I need someone that's actually going to talk me through the steps of doing it.
I think that's what I need.
I was actually quite lucky, and I actually did have someone that did that with me in a place. So I'm not going to tell you about it, because they're not very nice people, and they do deal with witchcraft, dark magic, and I came away from there very quickly. But I am going to be starting at classes again, hopefully very soon. So I will get you around and teach you things like meditation. I mean, to be fair, if you're happy, I'm not charging anyone. If you wanted to come round and we did some videos and I teach you, I was teaching the people, I'm happy to do that, and then we can do it a bit quicker and then teach you some things that you can do to protect yourself. I know you're very protected, so I know that you did take something from Michelle's. I also pick up with you those stones, so I know that you've got some stones that you've been using for protection. So I know that I don't know whether or not you've deliberately bought them or if you've subconsciously just picked them up, because stones will pick you.
Yes.
I want to say they're in your bag as well, so I don't know whether or not you've picked them up recently or whether or not you carry them in your bag, but I see 2 stones. It's mad because when I'm asking to be shown them, I'm seeing a green stone, but I'm also seeing desert rose, so it's got like jagged edges and that on it. There's the one stone that you've got.
I've got it's a quartz rose, and that's got jagged edges on.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm seeing it as green. Green to me is healing, so the colour green itself is healing.
Maybe I need to
quartz itself is actually a healing stone, so that might be what it's implying. It might be saying to you that you've got this stone and it's with you on a healing purpose. And as the fact that you're going through with your back and everything, I've just got a really bad sharp pain. My back.
Sorry.
But yeah, is it the right hand side that's more affected than the left?
No, it's my left.
Is
but
it?
I've been getting the odd pain in my
right
leg. And
right, okay, because I'm
so
picking it up starting from here. What I'm actually picking up on is I'm finding I'm sitting more to one side than the other, and I think that might be where your problem with your other leg is starting to affect you. And what it probably is where you're getting irritated and constantly trying to comfort the one side, you're then putting the pressure upon the other.
That's it.
I see with you as well, like you know, one of these new like foam things that you can actually sink into, about getting one of those and maybe sitting into it so that your back actually forms to that.
I've just bought one.
So well, that's going to be good for your back, because I can
Yeah.
see it giving you a lot
Yeah.
of ease, like,
Good.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. I've just bought
So
one.
have you got something coming up within 6 months? I get all clear 6 months, so I don't know whether or not there's a 6-month sort of consultation coming up and they're going to give you all the all clear and that. I do get shown pain management with you though, so I know that there's still a lot of pain going on, and then maybe still talk about other medications for pain relief.
Yeah.
But I get until the injection, so I
Yeah.
know that there's still like talk about what you're having at the minute.
Yeah.
But there's what I'm getting with you is doped up. So what I'm feeling is that you may be saying, I don't want to be on that because it makes me too doped up.
Yeah.
And that's why they're trying the epidural instead.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know the epidural is doing your head in because I feel it, but I do know long term that it is something that will benefit you. At the minute, you need it just till the time lapse of recovery.
Right.
Have you only just finished walking with a stick? Because I get representation to stick, and then I want to put it down. So
yeah, I've got like a crutch that's always in the car. I try not to use it 'cause I don't like using it.
Right.
But I will use it if I'm having a bad day and I'm
Yeah.
out and about. But I try not to use it because I don't
Well,
like it.
I get shown that being thrown away.
Okay.
So I know from this that you're going to have with the pain relief with the epidural that it is going to be something that's going to help you progress to get rid of that as well.
Okay. That's good news.
Now I know it's not you because I'm asking if it's you, but I do get representation to a baby being born.
Yeah.
So I know that there's, I want to say closer to you,
Yeah.
so I know it's connected to you somewhere. This is a little boy. It's bad because I want to say girl because like I get the sense of girl, but I want to say boy. So
we don't know yet.
right, okay.
Soon.
I would say a boy with the fact that I see like blue mittens and that. But I feel the person may want a girl.
Yeah.
Because normally this is what you'll get if there's not a definite, you know, between the two. They'll say, well, they want one, but they're actually going to get the other. And you'll normally find it's their own fault because they tempted fate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know I did it. Like, I mean, I wanted a boy and a girl, and I ended up 2 boys and a girl. But yeah, by the time I got to my third one, I was like, oh, stuff it, and I ended up with what I wanted. But because on the second one, I was like, I want a girl, I want a girl, I want a girl. Although I'm sure he is a girl in disguise. So sorry, Dwayne. But yeah. Is this niece, nephew?
No. It's a very close friend.
Yeah,
They're
we're
best friends.
Right, well I would say that you're, with being told niece or nephew, you may be given the role of becoming like godparent to... Right, okay, so that's why I'm being shown that then. And there's also a christening you're going to be going to with this child as well, because I see the baby in white and I see the baby having the water put over the head. So I know that this will be formal. It isn't just something that's in the pipeline or something that's been said. It will actually happen. And I get shown you will end up being godparent to 2 children. So whether or not it's 2 children to the same family or 2 children of different families, I'm not quite sure, but I know you will become godparent to 2 children. And is there new love in your life? I've just got new love. Well, if there isn't, I don't get you're in a relationship, so there's new love coming your way. I do get a bit of a charmer as well. I see roses and that, so this one's going to be a good one. So look after him. He's going to look after you. And I get fast cars with him, so I know that cars will be a thing. I don't pick up like fast cars as in on the road. I pick up like fast cars as in he likes monster trucks, likes like watching sports and like, you know, drag racing and stuff like that. Do you already go drag racing with someone?
No.
Like anything to do with cars?
I've gone banger racing a few times.
Because I pick up that it may be someone that you'll either meet through that or someone that like will be into the same sort of thing. I got told to shut up. So I'm not to tempt fate on that one, so I'm not going to give you too much information. But yeah, you're gonna find a lad that's going to be into a lot of similar things to you, like
Okay.
so. Now, yesterday I had a lady that came and we did talk about tarot cards, but I did get representation to you earlier with tarot cards, so I don't know if this is something that you've been looking into about maybe using tarot cards. For me, I'm getting told you don't need it.
Okay.
What I'm getting told is that you've already got the ability to do it without the tools.
Okay.
For me, because the fact that I lack a bit of confidence, I actually 9 times out of 10 like will use cards in a lot of situations, very much at the beginning as a tool, even if it's just something to take your eyes off, so you can just like concentrate. So get a pack,
Okay.
but it won't be your forte. It'll be the same as me. I can use them, but I'll still tell you before I've even read the card what the card's going to tell you. So I know that you won't need it. You'll only need it as like a blanket, then, like, sort of thing.
Okay.
Have you already got this pack of cards? I see angel cards. If not, then you must have a pack.
Got a very old pack of angel cards, yeah.
Right. Well, can she use them?
Yeah, if I can find them.
You're not to take them out of the house, and you're to make sure that you get yourself a silk handkerchief and you keep them tied in the silk handkerchief. I personally don't do it anymore. I don't protect mine like that. And you can energise your cards by putting them underneath your pillow when you get them. Like, even though they've come from you, they'll still need to be energised by you. So what you'll do is wrap them in a silk handkerchief, put them underneath your pillow and just sleep on them for the night.
Okay.
You'll know when it's time to get rid of the handkerchief because it will just disappear.
Okay.
It will just find its own way to disappear. Every pack of cards I've ever had that have been new that I've had to energise to me, I've used 2 or 3 times, and then I've gone to get the handkerchief and it's completely disappeared, and I'm like, well, where's my handkerchief? Like, so silk handkerchiefs you can pick up in most charity shops, so like you can pick them up for about 20-30 pence. Are they angel tarot that you've got?
Gosh, yes, I think they are.
Because normally I get angel messages,
No.
like I say angel messages, but these I say angel
I think
tarot.
they are. Yes, I think they are.
That might be another reason why you're saying not to use them too much, because I don't play with anything tarot. Even though the word tarot, I think, is something French and it means something completely different. The trouble is it's been enhanced by so many people as a negative thing that I think it actually just naturally now does carry an energy of a negative frame of mind if people see it, sort of thing. So like, it might be worth like over time having a look at getting your own pack.
Okay.
You definitely do need to stay away, tell other people to stay away from Ouija boards as well, because there's still people meddling. And I see people going into derelict buildings and they need to have some respect. Because if you don't have respect for spirit, spirit will treat you how you want to be treated. So if you're treating them with no respect, they'll treat you with no respect, and that's normally where you'll get a negative energy. I already see this property gone into, so I know that there's been a ghost hunt somewhere that you lot have done, and I want to say you lot, I want to say a group of about 4 or 5. There's a few males involved here, and these males are a little bit dickheadish, if you don't mind me saying, but they've gone in there and they've basically, what I see is taunting. Now, if I come into your house and I'm going, come on, say it, do this, you're going to go, what? Get out of my house. Do you know what I mean? You need to tell these people, if they're going to go in with you, that they're putting you under threat, and they're putting themselves under threat, and they need to have respect. For me, the people that have passed over are still human beings, just without the physical body. So treat them how you would thy neighbour and you know, anyone else. The reason for me to be told this is I know that because you're like me, you're very open, you're more likely to actually have the negative energies attach itself to you because you can see it, you can feel them. I had a case recently where I was doing a thing with Madeleine McCann. I'm not going to go into it too much because unfortunately it does open something I don't want. But I did actually physically get attacked. I think I got raped by people that are in spirit, like, do you know what I mean? try explaining that to people, try explaining that to doctors, like, do you know what I mean? I'd get locked up on that, but that's how
Yeah,
vulnerable
that's-
you are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because the fact that's how open and how much your boundaries of your aura goes out to, so you need to protect yourself quite a lot. For me, I don't know whether or not like you believe in God and that, but I also recite the Lord's Prayer, so I know that that's important, and I always do it the 3 times. Like, do you know what I mean? So God like died and he rose again on the 3rd day. There is something I've noticed with the number 3, people rising again on the 3rd day when they've passed. And saying it 3 times. So anything that you do, always say it by 3, because the 3 is the Trinity, it's protection and that lot. Just gone completely blank all of a sudden. Have you told Catherine you're coming here tonight? I've just been taken there for some reason. I'm getting told she's not taking it as well as she's saying that she is. And I feel that, like, I don't know why, I'm just getting told, like, she needs to know, like, do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Has she had someone pass recently as well to do with the heart?
Who, Kath?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Because
think
I've just had someone step forward with something to do with the heart. I've got pain down this side.
Okay.
And I get a male presence with this. Would this mean anything to you? Would this be grandfather to you?
Not recently, no.
It's so faint. I hate it when they do that because they're not straight in your face. Like they just
Right.
come in sort of like, should I speak? Should I not speak? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like. And the gentleman that's with me is he's quite delicate. Like he's quite, you know, he doesn't want to sort of come in. He's quite reserved.
Okay.
I've just gone deaf in my left ear, so this person would have had trouble with their hearing of the left hand side. I pick up something with the heart and I pick up passing really quick. If this isn't connected to you, then it may be connected to Catherine.
Okay.
If it's connected to Catherine, then I would say that it's about letting her know that someone's with Matthew.
Okay.
Obviously, unless you was to speak to Catherine, I wouldn't know.
No.
See, I don't know nothing of the family. I know that I met their grandfather, but I don't know if this is the same grandfather, and he was obviously living when I last spoke to him. But
I don't know.
I don't know like anything about, you know, anything else to do with him, sort of thing. Can you come with Catherine?
Can I come with her? Yeah.
Because I get shown that it would help her with protection to come through. Bobby, I don't know why, but I get shown that he wouldn't believe it.
Okay.
Or he's still not quite.
He's probably not ready.
Ready, yeah. And that's what I pick up is like. I'm gonna have to do it. I can't not do it. But he's going, Mum, it just happened so quick. It was just, I was there 1 minute and I was gone the next. I didn't even have time to think about it. Did he slide on ice or something? Because I get shown, and then so there's something that he's either avoided or there's something that he slid on.
Yeah.
But I see that the bike does this, and then I see full loss of control. There was nothing that he could do to bring it back.
Yeah. It wasn't ice. Sorry.
Sorry, dear.
It's okay.
Got some tissue.
No, I'm alright. Yeah, he avoided a car pulling out.
Right, okay.
And then
Right, okay.
it happened.
He's so pushy, he won't let me. I can't. The trouble is, if they come through and they want their say,
I didn't really.
They won't let me move on unless I give the message.
Yeah. See, I didn't really know him that well. Not, you know, because he lived away. And,
yeah. Well, I only knew him for a short period of time because of me and Stuart, but I didn't know him. No. You know what I mean?
That's it.
But I kept getting reference to this lad on the motorbike that's passed on the foss yesterday as well. And that sort of gave me like as if there was connection there. But every time I kept trying to think about it earlier and like, well, where's it going to? Because I thought it was for you. I kept getting no. But I couldn't understand why. So obviously it wasn't for you.
No.
It was for you. And I would say representation of something similar then.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether or not this would have been a similar scenario or whether or not you lot would have known people to do with it. I don't know. I mean, at the minute it's still very hush-hush about what's actually happened and what's gone on and who's been involved, so I don't know. But that I do get reference to that, so I don't know why I'm getting reference to that. And if you two don't know at the minute, there may be something that will come out from it.
It was a similar situation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I don't know full ins and outs of what's gone on there. Only what I've put up on Facebook today was basically a lad had been knocked off his bike. That's all I know. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know anything more than that.
No.
Follow me. I've just got, why didn't I go to the funeral? Because I didn't go. And I wanted to, but I didn't know if I should because of that connection between me and Stuart not being like. So I don't know whether or not this is something that might have been said there, or why didn't I go? But I didn't go because I didn't feel that I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just gone completely blank. Oh, don't do this to me. I hate it when you get that silence, like, do you know what I mean? Because it's normally what I'll get is if I go out and then they come back and there's something that they're doing and then they come back in. And normally what I find is it can be protection of other members of the family. So I don't know if there are other members of the family of yours at the minute that are needing care and attention, but for them to keep in and out, there may be something else going on.
Okay.
Have you got an elderly lady actually that's in hospital at the moment?
No.
I'm being taken to a lady and I'm in a hospital bed. And then I stop. Don't do this to me! I've just completely gone blank. You're in tune as well. Which the trouble is because you're in tune, that can affect someone else whilst they're reading.
Right.
I get a lot of it if I go to psychic churches or if I go to mediumship.
Yeah.
As soon as it comes to the corner I'm in, that's it. It's all like,
Is it?
and everyone's like, no. And I'm thinking I should get up and move, like, because my magnetic field around me is so wide that I can actually stop someone else from getting a true reading.
Right.
So you need to draw yourself in a little minute.
Thing is, I mean, Claire, she, even though she picks up on things, but she doesn't know
how to use it.
Yeah, how to open up her
how
mind
to
and
advance
close it. And
when I'm asking Spirit to give me stuff, I'm not actually getting much given to me. So for me, I would say that you've come here more on a guidance sort of answer than an actual spirit answer, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know they're going to come through and give me stuff about, like, what's going on now. But when I'm asking them about stuff from before, I'm not getting much. When I tune into it, all I get is with you is two ladies. Two opposites, but two strong. So they really are strong. And I get with this that these are the people that are very much over your shoulders and protecting you. I do get with you the white lights as well. So you'll see the white lights at the corner of your eye and you'll go like, and there'll be nothing there. Orbs you're a bit unsure about still at the minute, but you do see them. But you don't see them as much as the sparkles.
No, I see the sparkles. I've always seen the sparkles since I was little.
Tune in more when you see the sparkles. Ask them to present themselves as like an actual physical orb form. So they'll normally give you circles about yay big. You'll normally get them white to start off with because they'll give them to you as white for protection because they will be protecting you whilst you're going through this awakening of opening your abilities. once you've opened and you've accepted it, because what they don't want to do is they don't want to come in and give you everything in one go, so that it scares the hell out of you and you ain't got a clue what you're doing. Because if it can send you a bit sort of like, you know, cuckoo if you're not careful with it, because your brain tries to rationalise something that it doesn't understand. I actually had a conversation with a woman yesterday that if we were taught it from childhood, from babies, then it's not so different than for, I mean, I don't know how long you've been tuned in, but I feel with you, you're the same as me. It's come later in life. Maybe a culture thing as well. Like for me, it's very much like, you know, for our day and age, it was if you talked about anything like this, you were weird. I mean, it's not much different now. You're still classed as weird and that, but it's more accepted, like because of the fact that there's more people coming forward with
that's
it.
Right.
You've already looked at some psychic classes. I get one in Stratford, or around Stratford. You wouldn't be looking at Spiritus, would you?
Spiritus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Okay.
That's the one I went to. Sorry, guys, but...
Is that in Stratford?
Evesham.
Oh, Evesham.
Don't go to the Evesham one. I get connection that you've been told to go there.
Yeah.
You need to step away from that one.
Okay.
I'm not going to go too much into detail because it's not professional for me to discuss other people, but not good vibe. Work with things that they shouldn't be working with on a total different level. You're an angelic essence, so you're an earth angel. Them, you know, they are good at their work. I mean, they're absolutely fantastic at their work, but because of the energies that they let in, for you, you're like me, you're very vulnerable to attracting negative, and you need to make sure that everything you do is on a positive level. But I do see with you an angel class coming up, so there's also something angelic, angel-wise that you've been looking at. That's the route to go down, to try and stick to that side of things. Have you also been talking to Michelle Field then about stuff?
No.
I do see you doing something with her, so maybe she may be doing something. I shouldn't have mentioned her name, apologise. Never mind. That's all right, free advertising for her, I'm sure she won't mind. It may be the representation of the level that she was doing things, which it was really angelic, wasn't it? And it was done on such a very calming level. That's the avenue that you need to go down, is making sure that whatever you do, that you stick to the right path, not the wrong path. I keep getting reference to one boy that you need to stay away from when it comes to witchcraft, ghost hunting, stuff like that. I feel you've already had an episode with this lad where you've been somewhere. And I also get fake with him. So I feel that he did a lot of fake stuff that basically didn't just irritate you lot, but it irritated spirit. And I see smashed glass. So I don't know whether or not he smashed it or whether or not spirit smashed it as a warning of...
There was a smashed glass. No one was near it. It did come off the table.
Right.
But
well, this is warning. This is warning. This is what I'm getting shown by higher power is it's okay to play with this, but if you play in the wrong field, you're stepping on the wrong foot to start with.
Told you.
And I'm getting told that you need to rein that side in. You need to actually stay away from them, because does this lad drink? And I want to say that he does drugs as well. So I would say that he smokes cannabis. I don't see other recreational drugs with him, but I do see a lad that will go down the wrong path. As he gets older, he will end up going down the wrong path. I see him a very violent person as well. So there's violence within his nature and his attitude. I also see that this brushes off in relationships. What goes on behind closed doors, well, you know, I see it, and it doesn't just go on behind closed doors. So I know that this person has got a very nasty attitude to start with, which means to me that he's probably already attracted that something negative in. No, I'm not going to say that that's a bad thing for this lad. What I'm saying is that he could actually do with some protection himself. He could probably do with watching this video and being told, like, do you know what I mean, stop doing what you're doing, because if you carry on annoying spirit, unfortunately, you're going to find out the wrath of what spirit can do. The fact that the glass was broken was the sign that, you know, he should have took it from there.
Yeah.
That he needs to like make a change. But I notice he's still going into places. I see a
Yeah.
lot of derelict buildings.
Mhm.
I see him breaking in as well. So I'm actually seeing him smashing his way into somewhere that he shouldn't be. So he's breaking entries.
Okay.
He's doing things that he shouldn't be doing. That's going to get him in a lot of trouble. The thing is, I find with him though, he's a bit of a leader. So he's very good with his words.
Oh yeah.
And he's got everyone following him.
Yeah.
So this lad needs to be very careful. I get Charles, not Bronson, Manson. You know the bloke that was he was a spiritual leader, wasn't he? And he made all them people drink cyanide and loads of people died.
Yeah.
That's the kind of nature I pick up with him. So he's
Yeah.
very self-indulged, like, do you know what I mean? It's all about him, very vain.
We know who this is about.
You know
Mum.
exactly who this is about.
But just before that glass smashed, I actually said I'm not doing it anymore. I sat down and just left him to it because I knew
That
that it wasn't right,
Yeah.
and I knew that he was playing on it. So I was like, no.
She stepped
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did. But he has attracted something in. And do you also see the black energy yourself? The dark energy? So you'll be stood there and you'll see some figure dark out the
Like a
corner.
shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shadow figures. That's where they come from. Normally what you'll get is, I've done a lot of work recently with the shadow people because I've always seen shadow people. When I first got into seeing shadow people, I asked someone to basically read a card for me and it came out that it was my grandfather. So that took my scare away. So they're not scary. But recently, like, it was like, well, what if they are? What if I am letting something in?
Yeah.
What if I am, like, you know, attracting something that I don't know about?
Yeah.
It wasn't till quite recently that me and my friend were sat downstairs and we actually had a little boy child about this big standing in front of us. Within a couple of hours, I got punched in the face by my stepdad, all my face broken up. And then I decided to read up about the grey child, and it came out that when these grey figures appear, it's a warning sign that something is a bit of amiss, and to keep an eye on your surroundings at that present time.
Right.
If you research the grey man, it'll also tell you about. Is it Florida that they have these really bad hurricanes everyone this year? The grey man shows himself there, and he actually shows himself to people just before it comes, the hurricanes come. And those apparently that see him, their houses are the only ones that are still standing at the end of the hurricane. There are different levels of dark energies, and as the fact that you see the dark energies, you're going to see a lot more. For me, I get told to reassure you that they're a protection for you, but I also feel you need to be careful that you're not letting in this negative energy when you're doing things with this lad. So keep an eye when you're doing things. If you're getting this grey man come up at the time of doing things, then I would say, well, I'm not doing it with that person. The trouble is now is because of the fact that there's been 4 or 5 people that's been open to it. It means that all of you could be open to having something negative to have attached itself to you. I don't feel there is, because if I did, I wouldn't have allowed you in.
No.
My house would have automatically found a way to stop you from coming.
Yeah.
So you'd have either been late, ill, there'd have been something that you would have had to have cancelled. Otherwise, because my house is completely protected, like, do you know what I mean? So normally I find if there's anyone of anything negative, I know before they get here, like, do you know what I mean? I've got a couple of people that when they come to the front door as well, and we stand on end. So I know there's nothing attached to you, but I do get reference to watching this lad. Because this lad will attach.
Because I went on that ghost tour, didn't I? And I came back and I said to Mum, I'm not doing that again with him.
No.
She said to me, because they went to, where did you go? The Skirrid Inn at Abergavenny.
Yeah.
On a, you know,
it was
a proper,
organised.
it wasn't just them, it was
just
a
us.
proper organised thing. But she said he was messing about.
I said, Mum, he was faking it.
He was faking it. He was making.
That's what I picked.
He was making that table move, and
everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" And I was like, "No, he's doing that himself."
Yeah,
Like,
and now you've just confirmed it.
Yeah.
Because I said he wouldn't do that.
See, I've got a little tipping table under there.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people do it where you put your hands on the table.
Yeah.
I want to do the scientific thing where everyone sits. I don't want to touch the table. I want to do it where everyone sits around the outside.
The energies.
I want a camera that comes down and everyone sat away from it.
Yeah.
And I want to see if the table tips from that. So that is something we can all do.
I knew that there was something wrong because every time he wasn't on the board or he wasn't on the table, nothing would happen. Nothing.
And then as soon as he got
as
to the
soon
table,
as he got to the table or the Ouija board, it was all about him, everything.
Was about
See this,
him.
I'll tell you a funny story. I had a girl here. I haven't put the video on because I'm quite embarrassed about it, to be fair. But she'd come here, and I know this house is 100% protected, so there's nothing here that could do anything. And she sat literally where you are, and that unit was along here at the time, and she's gone, ow, like that. And they went, right, let's stop the session, because I'm not having any negative energies coming in, this, that and the other. And I knew it was her faking it. And I've said, look, I need you to go out the room, free yourself of anything, come back in the room, and we'll start again. We were using EVP at the time, and the EVP come through, ow, you hurt me, you lied. So, like, that's where I really do want to do the EVP with you both at some point. Like, do you know what I mean? It was obviously not meant to be tonight, and everything for me happens for a reason. People get messages the way they're supposed to be given them. You're taught in the time that you're supposed to be taught it. I'm a true believer that, like, I've had many situations where I've gone to do something, like last week when I said, come round next day. Everything just completely went tits up, so it wasn't the right time.
That's right.
And to me, there's some reason, like, do you know what I mean, that things turn out the way they do. I've just gone, literally, I hate it when they do that.
Yeah, I would be doing it.
Is there also schooling with you still at the minute? Because I get schooling come up, and I had that come up earlier as well, so I know that you must be looking at going back into doing something. I also want to do art with you as well, so I know that art's a big thing. Is this a subject you're looking at going into?
No, I do it as a hobby.
Right, okay. And it's funny because you were playing with your hair, but is that something, hairdressing? You did hairdressing, didn't you? Do you know what? I actually thought that earlier. I was stood at the bottom of the stairs. I remember Sarah does hairdressing. Because I haven't seen you for so long.
No,
like.
I don't do it really now. I'm doing it as a career now.
That's the same as me. Like, I did it for 15, 20 years. You get bored with it after a while,
do.
don't you? You're just like, don't bring that near me. And then having a wonky eye, I can't see as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'll probably top of taking hair or something with me one day. How long have we been going? I'm not going to leave it too long that we're running. The reason being is I've had an absolute... It took me 7 hours today to download the last one that I did last night. I was just about to say, is there anything you two wanted to ask, like, higher power? But as soon as I did, I got reference to your partner. So I know that there's something there that needs to be sort of like... Is he skeptic, your partner? Because all of a sudden, like, when I've gone to him, I've got, don't believe in this sort of stuff.
Well, you see, he kind of...
does and he doesn't.
He kind of says
he's worried for you. What I get with him is he's worried about, like, the darker side of things. And what I get with him is not being educated enough. And I feel that... from what I'm getting told from Spirit, is this is why you need to be careful and doing your stuff on an angelic side of things, because you're also yourself not informational enough to be able to protect yourself and that lot. Like, so, this person that you did meditation with, I feel is very much still like... You know, you could get in contact with them and start it again. So I don't know whether or not the classes that you two were doing before or what
we haven't done any. We haven't done any.
Were you doing it
we were reading up about it, and we were thinking about, but we, for one reason
have you
or
also
another,
looked at yoga to do with your posture and your... Because
well,
I'm getting reference to it would help, but it wouldn't be... a great help.
No.
Because I find that a lot of things that they'd want you to do at the minute,
I wouldn't be able to do.
you wouldn't be able to do. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just sitting with your legs
I couldn't
crossed.
do
I
No.
feel that, yeah, I feel that this couldn't
Yeah.
be done.
No.
But I do get that there is something within yoga on the relaxation side.
Yeah.
But I don't get, like, I don't see yoga. I feel the experience of yoga.
Okay.
So maybe this is something that, like, I'm being shown for your posture, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe have a look at what you can do.
Yeah.
And see if there are more things you can do with sort of, like, you know, things like doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting reference to karate and jiu-jitsu. When I did karate and jiu-jitsu, there was a lot of exercises in there to strengthen the muscles, lengthen the muscles, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it may be more to do with the healing process of
Yeah,
it, to find ways on, like doing something like this. It might be something that you need to do to strengthen it up, but also to lengthen what's been cut. And like for me, I know I'm getting reference to my cesarean section, so I know with my cesarean section, they cut a lot of muscles there, and it took a long time for me to be able to sit up properly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do get shown, like, with, like, I'm going to say, they want me to say slight exercise, so I know at the minute it's baby steps, like, do you know what I mean? But there are stuff that you could do to help yourself quicker, if that makes sense. So just doing something like sitting there and holding your leg, maybe, like, do you know what I mean? Or doing something. Physio's no good for you.
No.
I'm being shown you've been to it, but I'm getting shown it's the wrong type of stuff that you need.
Yeah.
And I get shown the meditation sitting down. So there's things that you need to do that aren't, for me, physio is like,
oh yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, I'm saying you actually need to do things like start to just gently. Like, you know, pick the legs up, strengthen. You know, even if you only can get to there, it's just there, hold for 5, then a little bit more, hold for 5, a little bit more, hold for 5. For me, with karate, you would stand up straight and you would have someone that would do it for you. They'd hold your leg for so long and then lift it again and then lift it again.
Yeah.
Maybe the fact that I'm getting reference to jiu-jitsu and that, it may be looking at also some stretching exercises and muscle building exercises.
Yeah.
Walking's still not good with you at the minute, long distance, because what I'm getting is what you'd get from this, you would get naturally from walking.
Okay.
So I think it's that, you know, where you would be like motivating yourself. I feel that it would free up things a bit more for you.
Okay.
Is there still a lot of fluid around the back here at the minute as well?
I think so.
Because I'm getting more ache. There's something here that's causing more problems than anything else, but I get shown a lot of like fragmented tissue and that as well. So is that when you had your operation?
I had, on my lower back,
what I'm getting shown is the movement will actually free up. I get like a lot of gristle and
I've
scarring
got a lot of scar
and
tissue, which is causing me a lot of problems.
Is that adhesions that they've told you?
All that.
Well, this is what I'm getting shown with this, is that there's something in that area that's causing for a lot of nerve damage as well, like nerve pain. I want to say, not nerve damage, nerve pain. As if either the swelling or the tissue itself is actually sitting on some sort of nerve. And what I'm getting shown is this exercise will actually decrease that.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm getting shown is you're getting shown stuff like, you know, lifting
I'm not doing anymore.
Well, what I'm getting shown is you need to be doing that exercise that they're teaching you, but you need to be doing it on a different level. So where they're just asking you to do something like that, you need to be actually re-strengthening and, you know, pulling in and stuff like this. Are you in contact with Hayley Dean over yours?
Hayley, yes I am,
Darn me. Yours went better than hers, I get told.
Mine went better.
Yeah, your operation went better. Did you have it done twice?
No.
Hayley had it done 3 times.
Yeah, she did. No, I've only had 1 done. Please don't tell me I'm having it.
No, I don't get twice with you. But is it that you've talked to Sarah twice about it?
With Hayley?
Hayley. Or there's something you've done twice with Hayley. It might be going to the gym. It's something that you've done twice with her that's beneficial to both of you. So.
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, we've met up twice. We're not best buddies,
No.
by any means, but we've met up twice since my operation. She came to my house, and then when I was up to it, I went to her house. And maybe it's just the talking.
It might be the psychological.
That knows what I'm on about.
I also feel that you're healing for her as well.
Okay.
So I know that she's healing you on a. I suppose it would be like, because of the fact she's been through it.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to have someone to pre-warn you beforehand.
Yeah.
But I think also you're helping her with recovery as well.
Okay.
I am getting there's maybe something that both of you can do together, and I also get shown water. So for me, like, a lot of physio, maybe swimming may be good, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I'm saying this, I get it when it involves Hayley.
Okay.
So for me, Hayley must still be having a lot of problems going on with hers.
She is.
And what I feel is maybe you supporting her and her supporting you.
Yeah.
So because you've both got the same problem, maybe that you two are both to go swimming together to support each other, like, do you know what I mean? But on a mental level as well, you'll mentally be helping each other out with that support, like.
Yeah. She's been amazing. Like, she'll just message me saying, "How are you today?"
Oh,
you
bless
know?
her.
Yeah.
Oh, Hayley's lovely though, isn't she? One thing I do see with both of you is quick recovery. So I know that swimming will probably be much better for you both, as well as this other exercising.
Okay.
The fact that I'm getting reference to Hayley says to me that Hayley probably isn't at the stage where you are, where you can actually do more physical stuff with your legs and moving and bending. But this will come to Hayley with swimming, like, do you know what I mean? When I'm getting shown it, I see buoyancy though. So to me, maybe it's because the water's taking a lot of the weight off. There's not that much pain around the actual joints in movement and that. And maybe this is where Hayley needs to be working, because of the fact that she's needing a little bit more support.
Yeah.
Maybe this is where it's going to free it up a bit more for her. There hasn't been talk of Hayley having another operation, though, has there?
Possibly.
Because this
she's
might
now
be...
got problems.
Remember I said just a minute ago, didn't I, that there's a second operation like this. I still pick up that there's talk of something else being done, but I don't pick it up with you.
Okay.
So
it might be Hayley, but because her back is so bad, she's now got problems with her hips.
Right. Okay.
Because
so
she's all out.
Right.
So
okay.
they might have to operate on her hips.
This would make perfect sense then. Why maybe I'm getting reference to Hayley doing swimming, because the fact that, you know, if with swimming you're using like your body and you're using both hips, it may be what she needs to get things moving.
Okay.
I do see her sitting down a lot, so I know for her there's motivation needed to keep them moving, like, do you know what I mean? It might just be that they're drying up and that's where she's getting a lot of pain, and I don't know whether or not there's crumbling there as well, because I do see deterioration. But I do see with her she could do a lot of things with the physio of like swimming and that to help herself out.
Okay.
Pardon me.
I think she's just started seeing a physio.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
The thing I find with physio is it's not enough.
No.
It's too short,
Yeah.
and it's
did
not
nothing for me.
equipped in everything. And I get a reference a lot with people with back and leg injuries to basically do more like walking or swimming, because of the fact that I get with both of you, you're not physically able to walk long distance. What I find is swimming would be the next best thing, like. And I would advise her that that's the physio she needs to take, is look at, she could probably get a prescription for it as well.
Right.
So I don't know whether or not she could, like, you know, look into that.
Yeah.
But I feel that, like, I don't know whether or not it's just a mental thing with both of you on a support level, but I think mentally, you two doing it together would mentally support each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel depression at the minute. I don't know whether or not it's with yourself, Hayley, or whether or not it's both of you. But I feel fed up with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that maybe this might be where also as well, with you two being together, you two bring that goodness out of in each other again. Like, do you know what I mean? And I know both you and Hayley. I could see you two having a damn good laugh. Like, do you know what I mean? And getting through it, and actually, you know, even if the pain's still there.
Yeah, that's it.
The
You've got each
mental
other.
side, if you're both
Yeah.
happy mentally,
That's it.
is it, what do they call it? Happiness is the best cure, is it?
Yeah,
Or is it? I
something
can't,
like that,
yeah,
isn't it?
an old wives' tale, isn't it? I
Yeah.
can't remember what it is
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I also have a grandfather figure that comes through for you. I'm saying, like, is there anyone quickly that wants to come through before we sign off?
Mm.
And this grandfather figure's come through, and he's like, let everyone know I'm here. I get a really tall gentleman, but I don't get reference to you. So would this be...
It might be Dad's side.
Your father's side?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Would he have been tall? Really tall?
Yeah.
Yes.
This will be
Dad's
I
granddad.
want to say
Yeah,
forces
Dad's
of some
granddad.
sort. He wears a badge, so he would have been
Dad's
either
granddad,
like
probably.
army, military,
Yes, he was.
something of that sort, because he shows me. And I want to say badges.
okay.
So I know that, like, he would have worn a few badges, like.
Yeah.
Was he Air Force as well? Do you know?
I don't know actually. Was he?
I don't know if he was Air Force or Army.
I know that Granddad's got all of his badges and
Yeah,
stuff.
Do you know if it's 4 badges in total?
I think it might be.
I
Yes.
see.
Got a
I
lot.
see 4
Yeah.
badges, but I see there's something to do with water as well with
Okay,
it. So I don't know
okay.
whether or not he would have like
Yeah,
rescued
that's
someone
down.
from
Yeah,
water,
okay.
and he would have got a badge, or whether or not there was something to do with water that he got a badge. I want to say fireman as well. So I would have said that within his role of what he did, he would have been either involved as like some sort of fireman, or he would have had some sort of role on that level. I was going to say, he might have been involved in a fire of some sort, but I get stopped on that, so I know that that's not the case, and I get reference straight to the badges again.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
this father's very much part of you. This grandfather's very much part of your life as well. I see a lot of ancestral beings around you, and you are very, very protected.
Yeah.
Very, very protected, and everywhere you go, you know that there's someone with you of one sense or another. I also get with you the smells, so I know that you've got hypersensitivity to smell. I get every sense with you, so I know that you've got every ability going. With you, I pick up, like, you've got some of the senses, but you need awakening, and I think with you, you're like me, because of the fact we've been taught, no, this doesn't exist. It's a lot of self-taught that we've done, where for you, you're younger, you're growing up with it, you're understanding it a lot better than everyone else. Who's the lady that used to sit on the end of your bed when you were younger? Because I have a lady that visits you, and you see her as well, and I get shown that you said that you'd seen her. You would have been very, very young, I would say.
Really young. I used to see a lot of people when I was
She
younger.
used to see an awful lot of people. Yeah.
I've got one lady that comes quite often, and she sits on the end of the bed, and she still visits now. And
Would that not be Nanny?
It might be.
Because, sorry, Mo,
That's all right.
You've been told before that Nanny sits on your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would
So
make perfect
maybe
sense.
it's Nan. Yeah.
When you get to the sense of when you're starting to tune in a bit more, as we will do work together, like, do you know what I mean? We will arrange, like, if you want, we can arrange once a week, like, do you know what I mean? I'll teach you from the beginning and onwards, like, do you know what I mean? And also I can use it as a self-help, like, with other people. What you'll normally find is as you're starting to tune in and accept, you'll start feeling the things that you're seeing or sensing.
I feel people around me all the time. Like, I'll be in my bedroom and then I'll feel fine, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not on my own. I can feel it.
Well, when
atmosphere.
you come to the stage of where you accept that there's something more going on, at the minute you're still in that fearful stage. You need to get over that fear. But what I get is that eventually you'll feel where people will sit next to you and you'll be like, what's it? I want to say you may have already thought you felt it once, but it scared the life out of you. And what I get shown is they didn't do it again because they're not here to scare you. They don't want to scare you. They only give you what you're able to accept, because the last thing they want to do is scare you or send you like a bit nutty. I am going to give you a tool. I'm going to close down in a minute because we're already like getting quite far into it. What I'm going to say to you is imagine a picture, so, or you can look at something in the room, like, do you know what I mean, and like look at it. Then I want you to close your eyes, or you can do it with your eyes open, but just envision it as a picture. And I want you to tell me where it is, like, that you see it, like, within yourself when you're visualising that picture. So if you can do that for me for a couple of seconds, so just find anything. It doesn't.
Something and focus on it then.
You can do the same, Sarah, if you want, because we didn't cover a lot of this at Michelle's.
Yeah, I do it.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
So.
Oh God. So find something.
The best way to do it would be, say, take a picture of something you've got at home.
Okay.
So imagine a photograph and look at that photograph within your mind. And then whilst you're looking at it, I want you to tell me where it is you're seeing it.
What, in the room?
It within your vision of where you sense it, where you pick it up. A lot of people, like if you have a memory, same thing. A lot of people, when they think of something, they'll either think they'll see it just in front of their eyes, so it'll be just here, or you'll see it in your frontal lobe of the brain here.
Yeah.
Now this is the part of the minute that you're going to be opening during your spiritual awakening. For me, I see pictures within that. I see numbers. So if that's not something that you've been doing, you can work on that. Now, with your numbers, you can ask them to give you different things. So if you're doing a door plaque, you ask to show it on a door plaque. For me, it will be like, say, like my numbers that I live at is number 31. It'll be on a brass number, like, you know, door plaque.
Yeah.
If it's birthday, so say if it's someone's 18th, 16th, 21st, any sort of, like, you know, birthday where it's of like that, they'll give me like 18, the number 18, or the number 16, or number 21, or 40, you know, if it's a milestone birthday. If it's a birthday, well, if it's a birthday of any sort, they always give me balloons as well. So I'll get 18 and I'll see a picture of balloons. Okay. If it's a birthday that's not significant, then I'll just get given balloons. To me, then I'll say I get given like birthday, like, you know, balloons. So there's someone's birthday coming up. If I sense baby, I'll actually get the feeling of rocking a baby, and I'll get the sense of the baby being within my arms. When people come near me and I pick up on, like, depending on who I'm picking up, if I'm picking up on spirit, then they'll give me the feeling of where they've had whatever they've died from, or it might be something like my eyes might go below, and then all of a sudden I got vision, so they might be saying to me, before I passed, I didn't have good eyesight, but now I can see, sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
Pregnancies, like you'll get, like, you know, you'll feel pregnant. For me, I always get the baby symbol, so I always go with that first. Like, you know, there's a baby like due, or there's a baby coming. If you get like visions, and you're actually asking a person to show themselves to you. For me, I've now got it where I can sense the word nan, or sense the word mum, or granddad and stuff like that. But I do actually use tools, so I'll ask them to give me representation of the self. So like last night, when I was talking to the lady, we were talking about her nan having arthritis in her fingers, but my nan showed me her hands.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like showing me that this woman would have been a hard worker, because my nan was a tailoress, like she would have worked with the hands. Also showed me disfigurement, so that would be arthritis. This is stuff you're going to pick up as you're going along, but you'll pick up all sorts of other senses as well. This one I love. So this is how you find out about your aura. So if I stand right up close to you there, can you feel me?
Yeah.
Can you feel me within your aura?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
It's horrible, isn't it?
I hate people being close to me.
Yeah.
This is one of my big fears, but if I do the same with you, you feel me. Yeah. That's your aura. That's your aura clashing with someone else's aura. Now, this is one of the things, like when you, if you walk into a room and you've got two groups of people, one of them's a positive group, one of them's a negative group.
You can feel which
You'll
one's
pick up
which,
that before you even go any further. Like for some people, they won't pick it up until they actually get up close.
Yeah.
And then they get within that boundary and it's like, oh, something feels different and weird, I shouldn't be stood here. For you, you're going to be a bit more advanced than that. You're the kind of person that you could walk in and be like, you know, from here down the other side of the street, but you'll know before you'll get there which angle you're going. With this, it's really good for you because it means you need to listen to them instincts. So if you've got something that's telling you that something isn't right, then that's your inner self, your inner boundaries.
I have been working on that more because sometimes I did used to ignore it. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, no, I can feel it in my gut. So
One thing I would say to you is you've already started practicing with telling people what you're seeing. And I don't know whether or not you're aware that you're doing it, but as you're getting more aware, you will start seeing it.
Okay.
I get prediction of pregnancy, so you told someone you're going to be pregnant soon, and then I feel that someone felt pregnant. I also feel that you would have said the sex of the baby, so this may be the person whose child...
I said to you, didn't I, that Kayla's going to be having a baby soon, and she is. So.
She is having one.
Well, this is where, like, what you want to start tuning into is picking up on people's, like, what's going on around you. A lot of the time I keep stuff to myself until it gets said, and the reason being is you don't want to tempt fate. So you do have to be careful with things like pregnancies. You can cause terminations if you like predict things. And do you use the dowsers, the rings and stuff? No, that's good then at the minute. I will teach you that at a later date, but that's another way of tempting fate, and you can cause a lot of problems with that. So that's why I asked. But you can use like the rings to say yes, no, maybe and stuff like that. If you ever do any predictions on the child's sex or anything like that, never do it until after, I don't normally do it until after about 16 weeks. And then I know then by that point that child's formed, and then there's no going to be like no hiccups and that lot, like, do you know what I mean? So I don't like to tempt fate of any sort. Now I've got with you as well, you've got some books. One of them's good, one of them's not. So you'll sense which one's good and which one ain't, but the one that ain't, I just put it aside at the minute. It doesn't mean that it's not for you, it just means you're not ready for it yet.
Okay.
I want to say witchcraft, so I know that it's something on a level of, I don't feel it's on witchcraft, I feel it covers witchcraft. So it covers spectrums of like all sorts of angles, where at the minute I feel it's too advanced for you. Start off small and then work up.
Okay.
I want to say tarot book because it's got I see tarot cards in it. Like, do you know what I mean? When I'm flicking through the pages, I'm seeing like talking about tarot as well as like other stuff, but I don't see anything angelic in it.
No.
So for me, it's too deep at the minute, if that makes sense. If you was to read it, it could confuse you, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You need to do everything on an angelic basis. So like any books that you pick up, try and go for a sort of more angel guidance than anything else. Stunted again. Is there anything you two wanted to ask of anyone there? I mean, I'm asking if there's anyone that wants to actually come through, but I feel with you it's more protection at the minute, that there's a lot of protection around you. And the fact that no one's really came through, I feel that it's more that they're still protecting you around like this situation with your back and everything, which is why I'm given more of a health sort of view for you. Where with you, I feel you're here on a more spiritual level, and I actually feel that we're going to do a lot of work together, and I actually wanted to talk to you about doing some work because the fact of your back, I need an agent.
Okay.
And funnily enough, for some unknown reason, the day that I was doing the writing and everything, I felt that you would be good to ask to do it. Because the fact of not being mobile at the minute, I found that it could be something that you could do. I'm getting told I shouldn't talk about it on here, like, do you know what I mean? So it's something that we will discuss, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking for someone to like book venues and
Oh,
like
okay.
do banking and actually do all bookings and that, because
Right.
I don't want to know anyone.
No.
I don't want to know anything of anyone before they come here.
No.
I literally want someone to make the phone call, make the bookings. Don't tell me who it is.
Yeah.
All I want to know is you've got a 2 o'clock appointment. Sound, let them in, make
Yeah.
them a cup of coffee, and
Yeah.
you know, on a secretary basis as well as like an agent basis,
Yeah.
and booking venues, managing the money side of things, and this and the other. And when it was mad, because when the vision came through of asking you about it, didn't you used to do bank work?
Bank work.
Yeah. Someone said to me you used to work at like Lloyd's Bank, and I don't know why that came through, but so if not, then I know you're good with money and you're good with banking and good with organising.
Yeah.
But this is another reason that I was said like to talk to you about doing something like, you know, future with that. I also see you coming on ghost hunts and that lot as well with me. So I know that like there's a lot that we're going to be doing together. I don't know whether or not that will be what we will end up doing, but I know that it's something that was mentioned.
Yeah.
When I picked it up on the actual day, what I got was boredom. And I got you sat down all the time, constantly. I'm sick and tired of being sat down, can't go anywhere, and this, that, and the other. And it sort of came through as something that you could do from home sort of thing, and like was to do all that, like, you know, in the meantime. I don't know why I was shown it, but I thought, what a great idea, do you know what I mean? Because like, if that is your situation and you are stuck in a rut and stuck at home and not doing anything and getting fed up with it, which obviously you will be, thinking about it, it's just come to me with your epidural. This may be something that we can look at then, but I know that we definitely will be doing some other work on a psychic level, for sure.
Right. Okay.
I would like to do it now, but there's so many modules. My diary, well, I'll show you my diary. If it's here. No, it's not here. I don't know what I've done with it, but my book that I work with is a good few pages long, but yeah, I work on I've got every sense open to me. So like the white feather, I saw one of those just before you came in, but I work on the white feathers, I work on the butterflies, the birds, like angel messages, I work on clouds. I see, is that another thing that you get? Do you see
White
figures
feathers.
in clouds and
Feathers, she does.
you see that you get the
A lot of
feathers?
yeah.
Do you see things in clouds?
No, I don't.
No.
Actually.
That's something that may come to you once like you're more advanced with things like I've just got to stop together. There must be someone at the minute around you two that's needing some sort of level of protection. Is this baby due to be born soon? Like literally within the next sort of couple of weeks?
No,
It's not around this baby then.
What sort of protection?
Normally it can be loads of different things. So like if you imagine like guardian angel's purpose, there's so many different levels of guardian angel. It could be someone that's in hospital that needs like someone there constantly to make sure that their care is kept up. It could be just someone jotting out into someone's mind saying, don't forget to take tablets. And then, like, but I'm not 100% sure because it's all different, like, but normally I find when they step out, they're stepping out because of the fact they're also looking after someone else.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like they have to go to them, just have a sort of little, they're all right, and then come back. With the fact that they're not gone long, and then they're back, I know that it's nothing of serious. I know that there's just someone at the minute that's also needing a little bit of protection and guidance.
Are you thinking who I'm thinking? Yeah.
I did think a female presence, but I didn't want to say.
My husband's mum.
Is she in hospital?
She isn't, but she's
suffering
with dementia. She's
Right.
still at home. She's still at home.
Now, this is another thing. People with dementia can actually come through on a spiritual level and talk to you as if they've already gone.
Ooh,
That's creepy.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
well, that's going to be goosebumps.
I actually watched it on a programme with Colin Fry.
Yeah. Oh,
where he was given a reading to a woman about her son, that he was given the impression that he passed over. It was on about videos, and they would watch family videos and this, that and the other. And it actually came out that the lad was still alive, but he'd been involved in a very serious accident, that he couldn't physically talk,
Right.
but he was actually able to come through on a psychic level. And the reason being is because once the brain's gone to the stage where it's half crossed, it means you're between both worlds, so you can actually communicate between the both worlds. And I have actually had people that have come to me, and I'll be talking away to them, and I'll be saying, oh yeah, your mum said this, 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 this and this, and they'll go, yeah, well that's exactly right, but she's still here, but she's senile. And as soon as I get that dementia and senile, and it's really mad because this kept coming up last night in the reading, and the woman kept saying no, but I kept picking up a woman last night with dementia.
Right.
But her mum had passed of a stroke and couldn't speak and couldn't talk.
Right.
But how I was talking was as if I had dementia. I couldn't remember what I was saying and what I was doing.
Yeah.
So that would make perfect sense. And I was saying to the woman last night, well, I haven't underlined this. I've kept it open. It means that some are relevant to others.
Yeah.
Or there may be a double-edged meaning, so there might be the same meaning for you as there was for someone else. Like the lad that came on the first reading, I'd said to him, like, you know, does any of this mean anything to you? And of course, when I got to Sarah, he was like, yeah, that's relevant to me.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I knew that Sarah was relevant somewhere, but I'd actually put the H. I said, so I know it's relevant to Sarah and a Sarah, so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Has she been in hospital recently, the woman? Because I do get reference to...
Not a stay in hospital.
Unless she's maybe like in a confined, you know, kept as if she's in hospital, like, do you know what I mean? Whether or not she's got her own little room.
She's had a lot of tests.
She's had lots of tests done, yeah.
Right. Is this recent?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I do get hospital with this woman, like, do you know what I mean? But I get... She's not ill though. I don't get other than the head thing going on. I get with her. Other than that, she's fighting fit. Like, I do get visits to the park as well. So does she disappear to the park? Does she disappear to places?
Not that we've been told.
She might do.
If not, this might be something that she ends up doing. I mean, my nan went senile.
Yeah.
You remember my nan, didn't
you?
I do. Yeah, she got caught in Tesco's, didn't she? Bless her, with her clothes on the underneath and all her underwear on top, and then the next day she went out in her nightie and stuff like that. Like, but that's where it's coming near to an end. At the minute, I feel too happy with this lady, so I know that it's nothing coming yet. But it may be things that she's going to start doing. It may be I need to tell you so you're prepared for when it starts coming about. But I get a happy Larry woman.
Yeah,
I get a woman that's like as if she's back in her youth. And I also get a woman that talks to like children of her youth. So for me, I would say that she's reverted back into that childlike state. And you know, it'll probably get worse as it goes on. She's also got a lot of imaginary friends, so she's talking to a lot of people around her. I get that.
She keeps seeing people, and she doesn't know what to do about it.
It's freaking Grandad out a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this seeing people is part of what she's actually seeing as the other world.
Right.
So people that would have passed before her and stuff like that, they will be waiting for her, but they'll also be there guiding her.
Right.
Because of the fact that she's amongst both worlds, it means that she can actually see both worlds. Like, I tell you, like your granddad, like just to accept it and. To be fair, just amuse her more than anything, and I think that's what he does with it already. Yeah, but it will get worse before. Yeah. Obviously, like
they both make a joke out of it.
They do. They both joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows that.
She knows it's happening.
She knows it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see her talking about children on swings and being at playgrounds, and so I know that she's very much reverted into a childlike state. Like,
she asks about her children. She thinks they're a lot younger
Yeah,
than they are.
yeah. I get name confusion as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
I also get rock and roll with this lady, so I don't
Rock
know
and
whether or
roll.
not she would have done rock and roll.
She did used to do
when
rock
she
and
was
roll.
younger.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
But
Yeah,
for
she
her,
told
I
me.
know that this is something that she also will
Yeah.
probably try doing, like, do you know what I mean, dancing and stuff. And
Yeah.
there could be many stages still to go with this
Yeah.
lady yet, but.
She used to love dancing.
But it's mad though, because I get good bad health otherwise. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
she's
find
fine,
that
yeah.
she's
Absolutely,
other than
you
what's
wouldn't know.
going on up here,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even think
No, you
twice of
wouldn't.
it. She looks absolutely perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I don't get no illnesses other than that
No.
either. I don't pick up anything. Normally, I find with dementia as well, sometimes it can be strokes and that's caused. I don't pick up nothing. I just pick up.
She's
It's
had
literally
They said it was
They-
like a mini stroke. It
a
wasn't
mini stroke that
stroke.
triggered it.
Right.
Yeah, because it's called vascular dementia. So it's to do with the blood vessels.
right.
And so she's had like, I think she had a couple of funny turns. But
Right.
they put it down as like
I
mini
wouldn't say
strokes.
that they were stroke. I would say they're
Right.
more little tiny bleeds.
Yeah.
So I would say
Yeah.
that it's more of a brain thing
Yeah.
than it is a heart thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she has had something with the heart, I would say that it was something from the brain that caused this, not
Yeah.
this that caused that.
Yeah.
And it's quite ironic actually, because I was talking about a woman last night that had memory problems and that. And hers was stroke, and I'm not picking up that with
No.
the lady I'm talking to you two about,
No,
so I don't
no.
feel
You
that
wouldn't
it was
even
a
think
stroke.
that she's had a stroke, would you?
No.
You know.
I don't
No.
feel that she's even had this stroke. I think
Okay.
that she's had something that's
Little
gone click
bleeds
in
and-
the brain
Yeah.
that's actually caused the problem.
Yeah.
Only minor though,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it was-
enough to make a dramatic change. But
Yeah.
it's not overnight,
No.
so I get slow progress
Yeah.
of her.
Yeah. It's been going on a couple of years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, she's not bad. She
She's
has
not
bad
bad.
days, but
No, that's it. But
She's
she
not on
is.
no medication for it either,
No,
because I'm
not
getting.
yet.
I'm asking, like, is there anything for heart? Nothing.
Mhm.
Is there anything for like, this
I think
at
I think she's
all?
might be on blood pressure tablets. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm asking like
Not.
like the heart
Yeah,
stuff and
no,
that.
no,
I'm
no.
getting nothing of
No.
any sorts to do with the heart. I don't feel that this is a heart problem.
No.
I think this is just literally old age
Yeah, it's
setting
just
in,
one- yeah.
and it's just one of those.
Yeah.
I want to say this lady's in her 80s.
Not
Oh.
quite. No. Her husband
She's-
is, but she's.
Is he 86?
81.
No, he's 84.
84.
84.
84.
It might be 80. Oh gosh, he's either 84 this year or 85 this year.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
With the fact that it would be this lady fetching it in, she's not that not coherent then, so she knows still quite a lot,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because she's going, well, he's 86, or someone's
Right.
86, like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So to be a year out, she's not that,
No.
like, not with it yet.
Mm.
So to be fair, I think she's quite early days, and I think that
Yeah.
there's going to be a good couple of years out of this lady yet before there's any, like, worries
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't see worries of passing.
No.
I see more sort of situations of like her doing silly things,
Yeah.
getting worse, as in like I see
Yeah.
her with like my nan going out in her underwear on top of her
Yeah.
clothes, and then a process from there to somewhere else, and then
Yeah.
time goes on.
Yeah.
I pick up a good 8-9 years yet,
Okay.
so there's
Yeah.
plenty of life still left in this woman.
Yeah.
So would that make her 86 then?
Probably. Yeah, it would.
Yeah, word.
So that might be why I'm
Yeah,
getting
maybe.
86 then. So it may be 86.
Yeah.
Around age 86,
Yeah.
things may start coming
Okay.
to a stage where
Mhm.
that's where the dramatic change starts coming.
Okay.
She does need to be careful of her heart though, so I know that
Okay.
there are tests. I'm getting shown that there must be still tests, or there's some query about what's going on.
Yeah, she's been getting like heart. What do you call it? Like
Is
flutters
it murmurs?
and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Palpitations and stuff.
Okay,
Like that.
I've got nothing diagnosed though. There's not a
No.
diagnosis, so for me, it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
But I feel that like when I'm asking, I'm getting shown two separate things. So for me, they may be related, but they're separate as well. Do you know what I mean? So
Okay.
one isn't contributing to the other.
No.
Although she's being told that they are. But I feel with this a bleed, It's more of sort of like a small bleed than it is like from the heart.
Yeah.
I get no pacemaker, no nothing.
No.
So there's nothing of there. She only briefly comes in and goes back out, so she is only early stage, and she's not. I would say like she could still go shopping and still knows. Like she has her odd days, but I don't feel it's every day and it's all day and that. No. I feel it's still early. Yeah. I'm literally just saying, like, to higher power, is there anything that you want me to say? And the only thing I've got come through is about Catherine.
Okay.
So I know it's important to make sure that that is said.
Yeah.
Is there anything you two wanted to ask of them, or anything? It doesn't have to be of spirit. You could ask, like, you know, if you've got anything of any queries to do with psychic side of things, anything like that.
Anything, Claire?
How long did it take you to properly be able to tune in?
To be fair, I had it like you. I had it from childhood. Used to see people sat on the end of my bed, sense people, stuff like that. But I was very much like, no, there ain't no such thing as imaginary friends, and like, you know, being scared of the dark. Is that something that you find? Can't sleep without TV. I've got to have a light on because I see black things come in to get me, and they want to touch me, and I don't like it.
If I'm in the dark, I
freak out. I feel the same. Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
I hate it.
To be fair, I'd had things happen, so I'd like had premonitions of like my son getting run over. Ended up that it was one of Sean's kids that got run over, but I described the car, the ambulance, everything, like how it happened. But I banned my son from going out for 2 years, and then he actually did get knocked down 2 years later. But it's like some Final Destination thing, like, you know what I mean? I stopped him from it happening.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, someone else had to get it first, and then it came back to him 2 years later. And I've never had any dreams of my other children, and nothing of it has ever happened to my other children. I've had dreams of babies, like a baby was found in someone's garden 5 o'clock in the morning. I've dreamt that I've woke up, said to my brother, "Where's this baby?" And he's gone, "In the fridge." And I mean, "What are you doing putting a baby in a fridge?" So I took it out of the fridge, wrapped a blanket around it, woke up, then saw this baby in the newspaper that I've dreamt of the night beforehand, and I feel that somewhere my soul left my body, has gone there, and I've actually wrapped this baby up, and I've had some purpose, but I've astral projected, so it means that my soul has gone there, my soul has had some involvement, my soul remembers part of it, but I ain't got a clue. But what I do now is I write things down, so if I get anything that comes through, I automatically jot it down. You know Dunstall Bridge?
Yeah.
I had a dream a couple of weeks ago about it being a refugee camp for Muslims. Nice. And it's like, we live in Morton in the Marsh. You don't normally see people of a different race of any sort other than the fire college.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how on earth would that ever end up like that? But because the fact that I've had dreams that 2 years later have come true, I now write them down and I get people to sign and witness them that I've actually said it on that day and I've dated it, so I can then cross-reference it. I've had loads of different things that have happened. The thing for me was I wasn't encouraged. I was made to believe I was nuts, that I was bipolar, that I was schizophrenic, that I was
split personality.
Borderline personality, the lot. And it's only literally 7 years ago, because every time I tried to escape it, something always brought me back to it. I'd always find myself in a situation where I'd be either called upon on a crisis situation. So I've had a couple of people that have, like, you know, been suicidal and stuff, and I've been taken to them. I've not had it with all the people, like, you know, unfortunately. I've lost a few people not known because of not knowing what it was I was being shown. I've also had situations where, I mean, I had a lady in Cheltenham Hospital that was dying of cancer. She'd had it 10 times, was told that was it, they weren't going to do no more treatment. I've ended up talking to her I didn't know she was going to die. I've told her, no, you're going to live longer. And then she's come out with, well, I've been told I've got 6 months to live. And I'm like, well, you best be going back and telling them, even if you've got 6 months to live, give you everything that they got. She's still alive now. And that was 9 years ago because she took my advice and went and actually had all the treatment. But it was via her daughter coming in. Her daughter come in, I predicted something for her daughter that no one would have known. That's what convinced her to think, well, maybe there is some element of truth. I'll go and have it done, and I saved her life.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I've had other things, like seeing things, like, you know, and then you tell people and they're like, don't be so stupid, like, you know, and over time you just convince yourself that, like, it's all in my head. It's you know, there must be something wrong with me. I must be thick. I must be, you know, I must have some mental issue and this, that and the other. But in the last 6 years, I've just been like, no, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to check up everything. I'm going to research every single bit that I can do with it. But I'm also a skeptic. Because the fact that I think I've gone so long with being convinced it doesn't exist, that now, because I'm a skeptic, everything I do is on a scientific level. So I always want evidence, or I won't give too much evidence. Like recently we were doing an EVP, and we had a lady come through called Flo. And I know I met a Flo on a ghost hunt that I did, and she was also on The Most Haunted, at the same pub that we did our ghost hunt in. But for me, I haven't basically said, I met you at this place, because I didn't want to feed the computer just in case the computer was picking up my words. So I've said, hello Flo, I've met a Flo before, like, if you can tell me where I've met you, and you've also been on a show and they also met you there, can you tell me? And then it ain't till I've got the TV turned up real loud, you can hear it in the white noise where you hear her say, and that's where it was. It was a pub in Avebury called the Red Lion. But yeah, so over time,
that EVP.
Yeah,
fascinating. Yeah.
The EVPs, as I said, like, what I normally try and do is I always do everything on scientific approach. So if you ever use an EVP, like, for me, I think if you go, hi Dave, are you there? Dave, it's going to say Dave. So I don't feed, as I say to people, don't feed the medium, so don't feed me, let me tell you what spirit I got to say. I also do the same when it comes to EVP. It's like, I'm not telling you what I want to know, I want you to tell me what I want to know, and then I'll be convinced. It was just a shame because we had a little bit at the end where I said, Flo, so what do you reckon to our phone to heaven? And she went, yeah, it's really cool, good luck with that. And I deleted it. Because it was literally, we'd done something went wrong, that all our systems went down, redid it, that went down again, redid it the third time, and I thought I got it on the third piece, so I deleted the couple of minute piece, and it was on there. But yeah, if I'd have got that, it would have been the best evidence that I could have got, like, do you know what I mean? With ghost hunting and stuff like that, I'm going to be setting up some stuff in the next few months. Like, I've just got to sort out things, obviously, with the kids, because things have got a bit tits up there. But once we get back sorted again, like, I can invite you on some ghost hunts and that as well. Like, so, I did one not long back up at the Wells at Stowe. Went absolutely fantastic. Went down later on to do the witch's tree, and we ended up with this thing over the EVP going, rah, and that was it. We were all like, get out of here. So we've gone round the corner, sat down by the witch's tree, and all the batteries, everything that we just charged before we left was completely gone. So we haven't gone back to do that, but that's one place that we want to do. But I think we'll do the witch's tree in the day then. It was mad because on the YouTube page, if you have a look, the photograph that we've taken of us three, we're looking the first time at the camera and our eyes are pure white. So I'm like, right, we'll take the photograph again and we'll look to the side so
Yeah.
that the flash doesn't bounce off our eyes.
Yeah.
You look up close to the picture, you can see our eyes are looking that way and they're still pure white all the way along. Yeah, it's weird as, but...
Oh.
So yeah, the witch's tree would be a nice place to take you. Mark Turner, the police officer of Morton, he wrote a book on ghosts and legends of the Cotswolds.
Did he?
Yeah, and it states somewhere in there about a woman that was dragged from, what's the village at the bottom? Is it Lower Swell?
From
Broadway?
Broadwell. Yeah, Broadwell.
Apparently there was a woman that was dragged from her house, kicking and screaming, that they thought was a witch. Well, I'd already picked up on the witch's tree via my psychic stuff years beforehand.
Right.
But it clarified the two, and apparently she was dragged up the hill coming out of Lower Swell.
Oh, yeah.
And then they hung her from a tree, but it's the same tree that I pick up on, like.
Is it?
When you go there, you can actually see the shape of a woman. Got breasts, the hair, the face, everything at the front of it. But yeah, legend says it is that she was hung in the tree, and she said that something about I be the last witch that be, like, you know, hung in this tree. I will grow thy bottom so no one else can hang you but me, or something.
Oh,
and the tree actually does grow from the bottom. It's weird, yeah. You go down there, all the rest of the trees grow from the top down, and this one grows up. But it's got a woman literally right in the middle of it. Like, I got photos on my page, you'll have to have a nose in it.
Blimey.
Right, I'm going to sign off on this.
Yeah, okay, Lily.
Lovely, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll speak to you later.